Sub traders, let's do a pre-close analysis for the 3rd of December, Tuesday. So going into the week, I was bullish. Well, for the first couple of days, I was bullish because of the fact that we closed last week with a bullish engulfing candle after taking out this low. We also took out that low and tapped into this monthly time for fair value gap right there, right? Which to me is a pretty good location for price to find some kind of a support. And given that we put in a bullish engulfing candle the week after, I was predicting that, or I am predicting that price might come up to these highs and tap into this weekly time for fair value gap and then find some kind of a resistance there. However, we can also acknowledge the fact that we are in a very strong bearish trend, and therefore I don't want to trade in the middle of any ranges, go long in the middle of any ranges. Because of that, I wanted price to take out Monday's low. I didn't like the way Monday traded, which was this bearish engulfing candle, and I wanted today to take out Monday's low if I was going to trade long, which we didn't get. We, however, got a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap. Unless we somehow, close above this and then tap into this and continue higher, I don't know what price is going to do. So tomorrow I'll be watching the low of today and the low of Monday and see how price reacts around certain times, and if I can get a trade around that area. At the moment, however, I wanted my drawn liquidity, I was up here. However, the way price came up Friday, pulled back into this range, came up, took out liquidity off this high, displaced lower, leaving fair value gaps, pulled back up, tried to push higher up, leaving this bullish fair value gap right today. We came into this bullish fair value gap, tapped into it, and looked like it was going to continue higher up. Then we're closing the day with a bearish engulfing candle that's taken the high off all of these liquidity level, clear on the 1 hour, and is closing with a bearish engulfing candle. So at the moment it's quite choppy, it's consolidating a lot, and I don't really have a clear direction. I would like to, ideally I want to wait for price to come down to this low, which is the weekly low, and find some kind of support, or come up to these highs and then find some kind of a resistance at this bearish fair value gap. So I do feel like we will just arrange inside here during NFP or until NFP, and then NFP will see some kind of a expansion or manipulation, and we'll get a trade after NFP. However, at the moment I do think we are going to continue down to this weekly low, especially if this candle on the close is a bearish engulfing candle, because of the fact that putting these pattern doji bullish pin bar failed to cleared this fair value gap, failed to push higher, and then took out the highs. And now I do think if that's a bearish engulfing candle, we're coming down here. So tomorrow in the morning I'll see how price is played out. If we continue to displace lower, leaving these fair value gaps, then we might get a retracement and then pull back to the weekly low or even these lows. It was just a very choppy day today because I was predicting price to come up to these highs because I was bullish for the week. When after price came down and took out this low during the New York session, I went long right here after this pin bar on the 5-minute time frame right here. Stops below this low, and then I had my targets aimed at here. However, because I'm not really sure about this trade, I exited that trade around here with next to nothing in profit. So I don't really count that, and I was glad I got out of that trade because we didn't come up to this high, which was my target. We came down, took out this low one more time, and then pushed up. Then we came up to London session high, put in this bearish engulfing candle, and then displaced lower. As we displaced lower, we left this bearish inverse fair value gap. Price tapped into the start of that inverse fair value gap right there. If you were to trade that, well, I wouldn't trade it. I'm not really interested. And then take it to these equal lows. It played out quite nicely. But I wouldn't want to trade that after seeing this bullish engulfing candle, pin bar candle. I wouldn't anticipate the next candle to be a bearish engulfing candle, which it is at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see how tomorrow morning has opened. If we'd already started to push up higher, then that's a different story. If we're starting to continue lower, then we'll see how that plays out. Honestly, at the moment, it seems like I'll just have to wait until NFP post NFP to look for any trades. If we do, I said I was going to be bullish until at the start of the week. Monday and Tuesday have gone. I haven't really seen any bullish momentum. If we just continue lower, then during NFP, ideally, I would like to see price take out this sell side liquidity, which also happens to be 50% off that bearish fair value gap on the monthly time frame. Maybe we'll tap into the low of this weekly time frame's fair value gap. So that will provide an opportunity to go long, but we'll have to wait until NFP and see how that plays out and where market is at that time. If the sentiment is bearish, though, going into the week, we've now got a imbalance right there with a inside buy candle. If we come up and take out these highs from today, that'll provide some good opportunity to go short. But we'll see. Looking at this candle, it looks like we might continue lower first before pushing up. So we'll just see how we open during London tomorrow. We've also got a couple of news tomorrow: ADP non-farm change and ISM service PMI at 3 p.m. So honestly, I don't really want to be trading until 3 p.m. anyway tomorrow, unless there's a trade during London session that I can close before New York. Same as Eurodollar, pound dollar has been bearish for a long time. However, we came into these lows, took out liquidity and put in a bullish engulfing candle last week, and therefore I am bullish at the start of the week this week. And that's why I took a bullish trade yesterday when we came into this bullish fair value gap after this market structure shift. However, similar to Eurodollar, I wanted price to take out yesterday's low, which it didn't. Had it taken yesterday's low out, I would have gone long, but that's what it is. We came into that daily time fair value gap yesterday, held, put in this bullish candle, which to me was showing that we could continue higher. And we did with this pin bar, which price, so choppy. Came into this order block, tapped. Then it looked like it pulled back, took out the low of that, and then pushed up with this bullish engulfing candle, which looked like it was going to continue higher. And then at the moment, we're just closing with a bearish candle. So we'll see how that plays out, like Eurodollar. I didn't trade this because of the fact that I wanted price to take out this low, which it didn't, which is fine. But we took out this low, put in this double bottom. This bullish engulfing candle is where I wanted to go long, but I didn't because of the fact that I wanted price to take out yesterday's low right there. But it seems price can also take out a swing low sometimes, and then provide a inverse fair value gap where it had trapped all the buyers with their stop losses. Although not a trade, this is a good analysis to put it into my future notes to test and to start forward testing. Cool. Let's see how tomorrow opens, and then we'll decide I'll decide what direction price might potentially go into. Until then, I don't really have a clue at the moment. Cool.